You are being watched. Right now. Whether you're walking down a crowded street, riding the subway, or scrolling on your phone in your living room, someone or something is tracking you. Cameras on traffic lights, microphones on smartphones, algorithms on social media, even strangers sitting next to you. You leave a digital footprint every second, and in a city, that footprint becomes a roadmap of your life. But what if one day you had to vanish? I'm not talking about a spy movie fantasy, I mean for real. If the system collapsed, if danger came knocking, if your safety, your freedom, or your life depended on staying unseen. As someone who spent years in covert operations, I was trained to move through urban environments without leaving a trace. And in this video, I'm going to show you how. Not theory, not Hollywood, just hard-learned, field-tested tactics. The first rule of vanishing in the city: don't run, disappear. In an urban environment, the moment you act like prey, you become one. Cameras aren't just watching, they're interpreting. They know the difference between normal and suspicious. A person sprinting through a plaza, a hoodie pulled down too tight, a face angled unnaturally low. All of these are red flags in surveillance. What you need is casual camouflage, the ability to blend into the background noise of the city. That starts with posture. Walk like you belong, not too fast, not too slow, purposeful but relaxed. Neutral colors, no logos, no bright shoes or flashy accessories. Every detail matters. You're not just hiding from people, you're hiding from systems trained to see patterns. And your job is to become background, noise, static, the kind of person no one remembers seeing. Next comes mastering the choke points. These are areas in the city where people are forced to funnel through. Doorways, escalators, subway turnstiles, narrow sidewalks. These are places where surveillance is concentrated, where you're most likely to be spotted, recorded, or profiled. Wait for crowds, let others lead, blend into groups. Never be the first or the last. You want to be the one who's impossible to pick out in a screenshot. If you must cross alone, time it with distractions. A bus pulling in, a street performer gathering a crowd, a noisy motorcycle passing. Distraction equals opportunity, but don't linger. Movement is your ally. Controlled, deliberate movement that looks like routine, not escape. Remember, you are not running from something, you are vanishing into everything. Your phone is your worst enemy. Even on airplane mode, it pings towers. Even turned off, its last known location is logged. If you're serious about vanishing, ditch it. Burner phones are an option, but only if you never link them to your identity. Never use your real voice, never log into real accounts, and never buy them with a traceable card. In covert work, we called phones leashes. And apps, they're surveillance tools disguised as convenience. Maps log your routes, cameras scan your face, accelerometers track your movement patterns. Your best tool is nothing: silence, analog, cache, a watch that doesn't connect to anything, a notebook with no cloud. If you need directions, memorize them. If you need light, carry a flashlight. If you need time, learn to read shadows. The city has everything you need. You just have to stop relying on tools that betray you. Then there's your face, the one thing you carry everywhere, and the first thing surveillance targets. Facial recognition is no longer science fiction. It's in traffic cams, shopping malls, even vending machines. You don't need a mask, you need disruption. A baseball cap with a low brim, glasses that shift key recognition points, a scarf that subtly breaks the outline of your jaw. Even simple makeup, darkening under the eyes or changing eyebrow shape, can trick an algorithm. And movement helps. Algorithms struggle with blurry faces, so don't pose, don't look directly at cameras, don't stay still, but don't look paranoid either. The goal isn't to look like you're hiding, it's to look like you're nobody. Urban invisibility isn't about becoming invisible, it's about becoming ignorable. Someone whose face never gets a second glance. Clothing is a language, and if you're trying to go unnoticed, you better learn to speak fluent average. That means dressing like the setting. Business casual in business districts, joggers and hoodies in urban parks, dirty jeans and reflective vests on construction sites. Your gear should scream, "I belong here, not I'm hiding something." And never wear the same thing 2 days in a row. That's how patterns are built. It doesn't take much for a camera or a witness to remember, "Hey, didn't I see that guy in the red jacket yesterday?" Swap jackets, change shoes, alter posture, even a limp can change your gait signature enough to break tracking. Remember, in the city, data is currency, and everything about your appearance feeds the system. So become a different version of average every day. That way you stay just one step ahead of the algorithm, and one step out of sight. Now let's talk habits. Humans are creatures of routine, and that's what makes us easy to find. Same coffee shop, same route to work, same subway seat. All of these are breadcrumbs. You need to kill your habits. Randomize your movements. If you take a left today, go right tomorrow. Use different exits, different bus lines, rotate safe zones. In covert ops, we called this pattern disruption. You have to act like your shadow is following you, because someday, it will. And when that day comes, you don't want to lead it to the people you care about. Never go home the same way twice. Never let your path be predictable, because the moment someone knows where you'll be, you're no longer free. You're a mark, a profile, a data point. Break the pattern, and you break their grip on you. That's how you stay truly invisible in a world designed to see everything. Let's get into shadows, literal and metaphorical. Every city has blind spots, alleys between buildings, parking decks with broken cameras, rooftops out of view, but they're not on maps. Walk your city. Know it like a hunter knows terrain. Learn where the cameras are mounted, where reflections betray you, where motion sensors blink red, and more importantly, learn how to use light and timing. Walk with the sun behind you. Move during rush hour when everything blurs, fog, rain, nighttime, all allies of the invisible. If you walk like a ghost and time your steps with silence, even a well-lit street becomes a cloak. The city isn't your enemy, it's your tool, but only if you know how to read it. Every shadow has a story, every corner hides a chance. The more you explore, the more invisible you become. Final lesson: mindset. You can learn every tactic, master every street, and memorize every blind spot, but if you panic, it all falls apart. The invisible aren't fearless. They're focused, calm, calculated. They don't react, they anticipate. That means visualizing exits before you enter, reading a room before you speak, observing before you act. Your mind is your greatest weapon. But if you train yourself to breathe, to think, to see patterns where others see noise, you become untouchable. And that, more than any gear or trick, is what kept me alive in the field. Not my tools, not my disguise, my mindset. Because invisibility starts in the mind long before it shows in the mirror. You don't need to be a ghost, you just need to be forgettable. In a city built to monitor everything, the greatest act of rebellion is not being seen at all. So now you know the truth. You don't need superpowers, you don't need millions, you just need discipline, awareness, intent. The techniques I shared today aren't fantasies, they're real. They've been tested in the world's most watched, most dangerous places. And if you remember them, if you train with them, you'll never be a prisoner of the system again. You'll be free, unseen, untrackable, and when the day comes that the lights go out, the cameras fail, or society turns on itself, you won't be the victim. You'll be the shadow walking past the chaos, the one nobody notices, the one who survives, because when it comes to the modern city, the real power isn't in being known, it's in being gone.